Okay, this is DragonofEternity and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker MSQ. In the last video I went through a dungeon. And in this video, I guess I'll be talking to Ahawan, or Ahawain, however you want to pronounce it. And going through the Blasphemy Unmasked quest. So Ahawan's burden is heavy indeed, yet he need not bear it alone. Forgive me, my friends, but I must return to Megaduta for the time being. There, I can better manage this crisis and dispatch my troops as the situation demands. In that case, we shall carry out an investigation of our own here in the city. Mayhap the residents can tell us more about the first of the transformations and the conditions under which it occurred. And if we can ascertain what exactly triggered these tragic events, it may give us some insight as to a possible solution. Time is of the essence. Let us split into 3 groups so that we may cover more ground. Alcé and I will see to Paxa's path. Thancred and Ishtola, pray make for the Dharma. I leave Arthur to Graha and you. Any information you can gather on the first blasphemy or the manifestation of the final days here in the city would be most helpful. When we have completed our respective inquiries, let us reconvene in front of Megaduta that we might share what we've learned with the Satrap. Okay. Alright, Graha. What are we doing? Shall we be off then? Arthur is home to the High Crucible of Alchemia, whose alchemists forged many of our warning scales. It seems as good place as any to begin our investigation, don't you think? I spoke briefly with Nuhadin, the chief alchemist there, on our last visit. He should be happy to answer our queries. Kraut here is now accompanying you. Keep him at your side in order to proceed. Alright, okay. Alright, so we're going up here then. See any places to... Okay, I guess there's a quest to carry a crate. Let's see. Nope. When will I be able to access that aetheryte? When? Ay. Let's see, no Hadeen. I remember those red eyes. You're with the Scions who commissioned the scales from us, yes? I welcome you back to High Crucible. What brings you here in these troubled times? We are assisting the Satrap in investigating the crisis that plagues the city. Did you happen to catch sight of any of the creatures? I did. As I was going about my work, I was disturbed by crashing footsteps so powerful that the very ground shook. I rushed outside and could not believe what I beheld. The night sky was burning. Suddenly I heard panicked screams coming from the direction of Balshan Bazaar. In the next instant, a monstrous beast poked its head from amidst us the stalls. The handful of the Radiant rushed to the scene, only to be sent sprawling as the fiend and its minions propelled themselves skyward. So the blasphemy came from the vicinity of the markets. This knowledge may prove useful. I thank you for sharing your tale. Well, I do believe we now know where we should inquire next. To the bazaar, then. Okie dokie. So, over here, then. See, how much XP is this going to give me? I don't think that's going to be enough to get a level. Maybe with a second quest I'll get to 87 on Paladin. So let's say Varsa. Discuss the textile stalls. So this is the Favnarian weave. I must say it bears a resemblance to the traditional fabrics of Corvos. Small wonder really, given that it's just across the border. Not that I am much of an expert in Corvosai culture, of course. I have not had the occasion to visit my ancestral home since coming to Charlian, and like as not, I will never reside there again. That said, in recent days, I felt more acutely aware of my heritage, and grateful for it. Thanks to my forebears, I inherited the royal eye, and with it, the wisdom of ancient Alag. And so, well, I simply hope that my countrymen are safe, and one day, when this calamity is but a memory, I would like to see Corvos again, if only once. Is that going to be where I did a relic weapon in Endwalker? Forgive me, but my shop's closed until further notice. Needless to say, we've more pressing concerns these days. We have come not in search of wares, but information concerning the enormous fiend that tore through the bazaar. Did you perchance witness anything? Afraid not, my friend. I was here the whole time, so I only saw its little minions. Made a mess of the place, they did. Well, that was all going on. The big one tore through the west side of the bazaar. You'd have better luck asking there. Okay, Western Bazaar. Western Bazaar. So over to there then. Western Bazaar. God, people are being noisy in my house. Aye. Is something the matter, traveller? Yes, I have no peace in my household. If you are lost, perhaps I could be of assistance. Your offer is most appreciated. We are not lost, but we are in need of information. Might you know anything about the gargantuan beast that rampaged through the bazaar? I saw it all, though I wished I had not. I was going about my work when all of a sudden a piercing scream cut through the air. I turned around, and there was the fiend, its massive body, bursting through that entryway with the force of a tidal wave. And then it was gone as quickly as it came. Alright. And Radvira. Sisters have mercy, what is happening to the world? What am I to do? Is nowhere safe? Settle down, my friend. The danger is past, at least for now. If it's not too painful to remember, could you tell us what you saw? First I heard the screams, then a horde of ravening beasts came charging towards us. One of them was huge, bigger than a marad, throwing people about like a rag dolls, and it was eating them. I hid under the counter. Saw others do the same. But the shrieking and wailing kept getting louder, more voices in the throng, beasts or victims, I couldn't tell. I knew not what was happening. I still don't. That's enough, my good man. You were brave to share with us your tale. Many of your fellow merchants are safe. The High Crucible, too, has survived mostly unscathed. Pray stay close to your friends and loved ones, and rest your body and mind while you are able. I suspect this is the most we can expect the people here to tell us. I think it best we find a place outside the bazaar where we might rest and review our findings. Okie dokie. So was eating people. Oh, that outfit's really pretty. It's probably from a spoiler area or a spoiler dungeon. Most likely. Judging by their actions, the transformation had already occurred by the time the beast reached the bazaar. It tore for the west side of the bazaar and headed towards the Ephraim Plaza. In other words, the blasphemy may have first appeared in this vicinity. That being the case, the people in that Mayhane can surely tell us more. The what? The whaty? radz-at-han. Fearful here. Yep, that's an apocalypse. Fearful here. Going after that enormous beast, are you? You already did. Aye, I saw it, including the variants, and that poor that poor bastard transformed. Damn the gods for putting me there. Started over here by the window. A few men, merchants, probably, talking and drinking. Conversation must have taken a turn for the worse. Next thing I know, the leader, I suppose he was, buries his head in his hands and black mist was swirling around him. Then his whole body bursts apart and there stands a hideous slavering beast, massive and foul, gaping maws and bulging eyes. His friends start shrieking, then the black mist comes again until the change takes him too. The stuff of nightmares, I tell you. Nightmarish indeed. Incidentally, do you perchance know who these merchants were? No, I am a decorator by trade, not much cause to mingle with their sort. So, Milil, the barmaid, chatting with them though, she might know something. Alright. Oh yeah, I never checked last episode. Anything new unlocked? No. Okie dokie. Alright, rule mirror. Even after repairing all that damage, it'll take a while for business to pick up again. You mean the blasphemy? That's what the Radiant have been calling it anyway. I saw it too. We all did. I was standing at the counter as Marid poured me a drink, when suddenly there came this dreadful sound like a pained, angry groan. It was unlike anything I've ever heard. I turned around in shock, and from an ominous cloud of black mist rose the creature, enormous and ghastly to behold. As for what happened next, I recall it sent shivers down my spine. To recall it sent shivers down up my spine even. By some stroke of fortune, I was able to slip outside before the beast got its claws on me. But the sight that greeted me offered no solace. The blue sky above turned red as blood. Miride, myself, and the other survivors clung to each other for dear life until the Radiant host came to our aid. Wait, did I hear you correctly? The beast manifested before the sky began to burn? I'm certain of it. The windows here offer a clear view of the sky, and I saw nothing out of the ordinary until the beast appeared and began to rage. Oh. Oh. Well, that's something. Oh, hello there. Welcome to radz-at-han. Mehane? I don't know how you pronounce this. What can we get you? Information, please. We have not come for libations, but rather for information. You're Milil, yes? We're investigating the so-called blasphemy on the Satrap's behalf. For here it was one of your customers, a merchant, that first underwent the transformation. What can you tell us about him? He was something of a regular here, especially of late. Kalzal was his name. He ran his own consortium, dealing primarily in the exports of Favnarian specialties. It's through him we met Matsia. Oh no. Yes, the name rings a bell. Didn't you meet them both on your first trip to Favner? If I recall correctly, Kalzal ran a trading operation in Yedlamad, and it was there that you made Matsia's acquaintance. Yes, that is the same Kalzal, no doubt. A rather successful man, from what I gather. That said, it was clear he had fallen on hard times of late. Those ghastly towers popping up everywhere cannot have been good for business. Even now, with the towers gone, the collapse of the Empire has led to all sorts of problems elsewhere. The market for luxuries is surely not what it once was. Trying times for the head of a trading consortium, indeed. Kalzal was a compassionate man. Even as his own business suffered, he did what he could to provide for the artisans, fishermen, and many others who counted on him to sell their wares. Indeed, it was the very topic of yesterday's meeting, as far as I could hear. Yet, as they discussed matters, Kalzal's tone grew grave and grim. It was then that... Forgive me, I would not have you recall the memory if it brings you pain. If I could, I would ask you just one more thing. Did you notice anything unusual about Kalzal in particular? Please, anything at all. Sorry, nothing springs to mind. Perhaps someone else can help you. Kalzal lived for his work and had no family that I know of. His employees and associates knew him best, but they too are lost to us. Still, perhaps his neighbours know something I do not. I can direct you to them, if you believe it would help. What do you say? That would be best. Oh dear lord, it was the Aurora guy at the beginning of Fafnir. Oh no. God, way to hit me in a fields train. Amidst the apocalypse. Miliel has information that should serve you well. Kalzal made his home in Kama, a nearby residential area. From what I gather, Kalzal lived there since childhood and was known throughout the neighborhood. Kama. The name is new to me. How do we get there? I'll write down some directions. I cannot promise that you will find what you seek there, but if nothing else, it is a start. Come, let us see where this takes us. He's now accompanying me again. Okay. Alright, come, Graha. Try not to fly. So let's see. I can't teleport, so I need to talk to him here. Let's see. After leaving the Mayhane, we're to retrace our steps and head back towards the Ephraim Plaza. Alright. I mean, I was doing that. So I just need to go up and then that way. Okie dokie. Let me guess, you're going to tell me to go up the stairs. From here, we ascend the stairs. No shit. And then turn left. You're going to tell me to turn left. Ah, this must be huge. In which case, we should take the path leading southeast. Yeah. If we keep going this way, we should arrive in Kama before long. Walking these unfamiliar streets is quite the adventure, is it not? I can only hope we can explore radz-at-han at our leisure once this crisis has passed. I hope so too. And then over here. And this must be Kama. We've arrived at last. Let's begin questioning the residents without delay. No doubt someone here can tell us more about Kalzal. Given recent events, I imagine many are taking shelter indoors. Okay. Let's see, house number 1. Mati. Kalzal, you say? Yes, I've known him since he was a boy. If there was ever a man who was born to be a merchant, it was him. Always early to depart and late to return, he'd spend his days procuring the finest wares and seeking out willing customers. You could say it came to him as easily as breathing. Sadly, business was flagging of late. No surprise really with how dangerous travel has become. He was cooped up in his house from dawn till dusk the other day, no doubt racking his brain for a way to turn his fortunes around. Then at night I heard the door open. I looked out to see Kalzal sitting on a bench, his head hung low, a man with the weight of the world on his shoulders. I see the situation must have been quite dire indeed. Did you notice anything else out of the ordinary? Nothing to speak of other than the troubles of his consortium. He was the same old Kalzal, cordial and earnest like always. These questions you are asking. Has something happened to him? He wasn't caught up in that terrible incident at the bazaar, was he? I don't travel much these days, but my daughters told me not to venture outside. Stuck in here as I am, I've heard little about these bizarre goings-on. Rest assured the city is safe for now, but the situation may change without warning. I urge you, stay close to your daughter and be prepared to take refuge should the satrap order it. Oh boy. God, it's like Tesleen, but we didn't see it. Uh-huh. Paraga. Could you come back another time? I just woke up and I'm not exactly in the mood for idle chit-chat. Well, that's one way to avoid the panic, I suppose. Upon our intrusion, you may not have noticed, but a great danger has come to Favnia. I encourage you to stay alert and prepare to flee the city should the situation turn dire. But before we leave you in peace, pray allow us to ask a question or two. Did you know a local merchant named Kalzal? If so, did you notice anything unusual about him recently? Kalzal? Aye, I know him. In fact, we spoke just the other day. Like many of us, his business was doing poorly. Still, it seemed as though he managed to turn things around thanks to a generous order from radz-at-han Fibers. Why, he was practically dancing in the streets. I haven't spoken to him since, but I assume it all went well. Jinabaha might be able to tell you more, though. As I recall, he was the one who brokered the arrangement. Jinabaha at radz-at-han Fibers. This sounds promising. Alright, where the balls is at? You're really making me go all the way across the bloody city, aren't you? Aye, 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 aye. So yeah, it's just over there and under here. Can I get in through here? Looks like I can. I really wish I could mount up in this bloody city. Aye, 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 aye. Let's see, there's a square. What's he gonna do in the square? Discuss the way to Dharma. If I'm not mistaken, these stairs lead to Dharma. It is quite the sight, the red sky above. During the final days of yore, the heavens burned and the stars fell. Creation magics run amok. That was my assumption when I saw Amarot. Perhaps the ancients believed the same, that the terror of a single powerful individual was the cause of their calamity. And yet, those selfsame horrors now manifest themselves before our eyes. What could it be that sets the heavens aflame and turns ordinary men into beasts? Perhaps the ancients believed the same, that the terror of a single powerful individual was the cause of their calamity. That is some heavy foreshadowing, Graha. Discuss radz-at-han Fibers. They're forming silkworms. This must be radz-at-han Fibers, where we should find Jinabaha. Or Jinabaha. Alright. Jinabaha. I can't say your name properly, I'm sorry. And hurry, I say. There's no time to waste. Pardon me, but you're in charge of buying and selling, yes? We have a few questions we'd like to... I'm sorry, I simply don't have time to chat. If you hadn't noticed, we have our hands full at the moment. We must carry all our wares and equipment to safety before those accursed beasts return. In that case, might we be of assistance? Perhaps we could speak when the job is done. Very well. You can help by... or you can start by helping us move our equipment. Ask the others what to put where. So that's why I saw someone moving a box. And you can carry our fabrics. Go for that door and speak with Kamala. She'll tell you the rest. Remember, these textiles are a livelihood. Handle them with care. Okie dokie. I was gonna say, are these all silkworms? Let's see, Kamala. This area is for employees only. Out, out. What's that? You've come to help? Oh, praise be to Mindaruva. Kind stranger, I welcome your assistance. On your way here, you passed 3 storehouses, yes? I'd like you to carry that small crate to Nabrifal, by the storehouse near the hatchery. The crate of clothing is from Manuha, and that massive crate goes to Zamira by the middle storehouse. Watch your back for that one. Those are all the crates we have ready. Once they've been delivered, consider your work here complete. You have a limited time to complete the task. Okay. That small crate to Nabrifal by the storehouse near the hatchery. Alright, I assume it's going to tell me where to go. To the storehouse by the hatchery. You. Fred, is it? Then you've come to the right place. We thank you for your aid. Okay. That massive... No. Blah. That crate of clothing is for Manhua. I wish I could pronounce these bloody names. Right, there's your crate. If you have any crates of finished products such as carpets, clothing, and the like, pray bring them here to our primary storehouse. A crate full of clothing, is it? I can take that off your hands. Many thanks for the delivery. Right, and then the last one is for Zamira by the middle storehouse. Zamira. You. I see, you're quite the brawny one, aren't you? A good thing, that. Never know when you'll need to defend yourself in these unpredictable times. A crate full of fabrics, is it? Exactly what I was hoping to receive. Here, let me put that away for you. Alright. You carried all the crates to the storehouses, you say, and so quickly too. Why, I've never seen anyone so strong. I and my associates will see to the rest, so please return to Jinabaha and assure her our work is proceeding apace. To tell the truth, we're grateful for this distraction. Too many terrible happenings of late, but generous souls like yourself give me hope that we may emerge from this trial even stronger. I pray we meet again in more peaceful times. Alright, and then with this, I should have the Paladin leveled up to 87. And I'll switch back to Dragoon. Done as I asked, have you? Yes. If Kamala is satisfied with your work, then so am I. You have done us a great favour, traveller. Is this voiced? Please tell me it's voiced. I need a drink. Nope. I too have delivered the instruments and apparatuses entrusted to me. Why does he look like Voxer? You both have my thanks. With our wares safely stored away, we'll not lose any more to those fiends. I take it that your establishment did not escape the attack unscathed. We did not. Thankfully, most of our workers had already left for the day, but those of us still here saw it all. We looked to the burning skies in confusion, and then, before we could even begin to make sense of it, a hideous creature burst through the doors, shrieking. We ran for our lives, but one of my colleagues was not so fortunate. He cried out, a scream of such agony, such terror, and the next instant he too sprouted fearsome claws. The sight of it caused another fellow to panic, and then he too transformed. I think I'm seeing what's happening here. I'm sorry, there was something you wanted to ask. Indeed, you knew the merchant Kalzal, did you not? I believe he had some dealings with your establishment. Kalzal, I know him well. We arranged for his consortium to deliver large shipments of fabric. But in the end, we received a better offer and had to turn him down. I understand his business is struggling, but so is ours. Another of our most reliable trading partners agreed to transport the goods for a much smaller commission. and we'd have been fools to refuse. I felt terrible for withdrawing the offer, but you must understand we simply had no choice. We tried to put on a brave face. He tried to put on a brave face when I delivered the news, but his dejection and despair were plain as day. He said he'd discuss this with his associates, but I could tell he'd all but given up hope. Dejection and despair. You remember what we saw in Vanaspati, yes? Soldiers and jungle dwellers pushed to the very brink, turning into beasts one after the next. It would seem the same phenomenon occurred here, the poor craftsmen attacked by the fiends, as well as those that witnessed it all, undergoing the change. I suspect that everything began with Kalzal. By all accounts, it was he who suffered the most profound and piercing despair. Wait, could that be it? Such intense emotions were what triggered his transformation? Oh shit. Much remains unclear, but I believe we're drawing closer to an answer. At any rate, we must discuss our findings with the others. So it was Kalzal that transformed and then burst through the bazaar in here. Oh boy. Oh boy. That's a thing. Alright, let's get you some levels then. Can despair in a man's own heart consign him to such a terrible fate? Well, in this case it did. Beyond the depths of despair, Gratia is eager to share all you have learned with your companions. We were to reconvene with the others in front of Megaduta, were we not? That should just be outside. Oh, that should be just outside. With any luck, they will have already returned from their own investigations. My friend, we must take our leave. I pray that your establishment is spared further tragedy. But remember, your lives are far more precious than any wares. If you are ordered to flee, do so without hesitation. Indeed, I thank you for your concern. I pray you two take care as well. Sheesh. Yeah, he gave in to despair and transformed into that final boss of the dungeon. Oh dear lord. We escaped somehow, but what in heaven's name is happening to our fair city? By the gods, everyone right, I saw that terrible beast. Well, finish your rounds and ready to share? Yeah. Yes, we are.
There you are. You've spoken with the survivors.
Oh, finally, I can have a drink of water now.
Indeed. We thought to share what we have gleaned, that we might together gain a greater understanding of present circumstances.
Fortuitous timing. Alize and I completed our own investigations not long ago.
Then we should take a moment to compare notes. Shall we begin with the two of you?
So the merchant Kalzal was gravely concerned about his business in the days preceding his untimely end.
The tales we heard were much the same. The first victims to be changed into blasphemies were all overcome with anguish of one manner or another. Then those who saw their loved ones stolen before their eyes succumbed to a similar panic, setting in motion a chain of transformations.
Fear, unease, despair. These negative feelings serve as a catalyst.
If so, then And it is not unlike the calamity that befell the ancients. With their creation magics, they unwittingly gave form to untold horrors. Had they simply lost control, surely it would have manifested in many forms, not all of them monstrous. Yet somehow, this phenomenon is triggered solely by the darkness in their hearts, a common thread with what we now witness.
Common, but not identical. While the beasts the ancients faced were forged with magic alone, those of today are born of sentient beings. Why remains to be seen, but there is one fundamental difference between us and our predecessors. Our souls are sundered, whereas theirs were not. Perhaps that single variable makes all the difference.
If I may, there was another detail that troubled me. We have it on good authority that Karl Zahl's transformation took place before the skies began to burn.
What? If that's true, then the situation's more dire than we realized. It means even if there's no ominous sign presaging the final days, anyone, anywhere, has the potential to become a beast. Even in lands we thought safe, even as we speak.
Look! It's the Satrap! The Satrap!
Thank the heavens!
My countrymen, I am relieved and heartened to see you strong and safe. While the danger has not yet passed, far from it, allow me to assure you that the beasts that raged within the city walls have been exterminated to the last. Outside this sanctuary, the brave men and women of the Radiant Host and our dragon ally continue to battle our unholy foes. I pray these tidings put your minds at ease and help you calm your hearts. Have faith that we shall soon conquer this terrible trial.
Your Excellency, is there any word from Palaka's stand? My grandson was bound for there yesterday and I worry for his life.
We are still awaiting a report, but I promise you, as soon as I have aught to share.
Your Excellency, I bring grave news.
You are?
I'm Matya of Akyali, a humble fisherman.
Ah, I remember you from our first visit.
Wait, you're... But no, that can wait. When the skies turned red, I set off for Palaka's stand, fearing for the safety of a friend. But as I drew near the village, I saw dreadful beasts all about.
No! Gods have mercy! Your Excellency! Save my grandson, I beg of you!
We will spare no effort to save all we can, but you must remain calm.
Calm? You tell me to be calm? You saw those beasts? They tore our bravest warriors limb from limb! What if we are too late, huh? They catch him, sink their fangs into him? The fangs! Oh, the blood! The screams!
Get away from her, now!
We've got to kill them before it spreads.
We'll handle this. See the townspeople to safety.
Run as fast as you can! Ah! 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 No! Vitra, our people, you must save them. My son,
Enough! You must run. For their sake and your own. Yes, you will survive. You must. Be strong, my friends! Fear not, for we will defeat these abominations! Brave men and women of the Radiant Host, lend your Stola and Thancred your aid. Let not a single beast escape. The rest of you, flee this place. Carry the wounded if you must. Head indoors or underground. Above all, stay calm. No beast will follow you. We will see to that.
Alphino! Alice! Leave the city to us, and make for Palaka's stand at once! Matsya, show my friends to the village. I promise you, they're more capable than the host's finest.
Right. Go with them, will you? We will save these people, as many as we can.
Well, I took a turn. Uh-huh. I guess now I'm in the Eastern Zone. Potty check. We meet again. You do remember me. Yes, I do. You saved my skin twice over in Yedlamad, and now I find myself turning to you for help once more, but let us tarry here no longer. Damn it all, staying calm isn't exactly my forte. Same. We must save Palakistan, whatever it takes. That's it pains me to put you in harm's way, but I would ask your aid as well. Of course, Palakistan is not far, just down that hill. But as I told His Excellency before, the path was blocked by terrible creatures. I had no choice but to turn back. In that case, this is what we shall do. Marshal asks that you take the lead and dispatch any beast you encounter. Alze and I will keep Matia hidden amidst the trees. Good luck. And follow when the path is clear. There is no telling what dangers await us. Keep your eyes peeled. Yeah, that definitely took a turn. Ay, 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 ay. Not exactly what I was expecting. I guess now that I think about it, some of those scenes do match up to the launch trailer. Oh no! Devin Snatcher. Gah! No, you. Come on, Sparrow, help me out, buddy. What is right? Well, that's up to the individual. Right, next one. Vritra. Sartrap, you must guide the people. Sartrap dies. Vritra. Fuck. Well, he did guide the people. He died, but he did guide the people. God, Graha was acting like his old Exarch self. Must have been like that many times in the first, fighting against the Sin Eaters. It's like 100 years of history with him that we don't know of. Right, nearly at the Aephorite. What's happened to them? Good work, Marishna, for Ivory for Matia. Oh, don't you transform. Do not. It cannot be. We must heal those we can and quickly. I see no beasts, but stay on your guard. Okay. Horizontal here. No pulse, no breathing. Alright, collapsed here. Cooling body has already begun to stiffen. The massive ruins suggest the villager was gored by a terrible beast. Well, at least you went forward. Exhausted here. Though the villager's injuries do not appear to be life-threatening, he does not respond to your efforts. His breathing grows more ragged and shallow, as vacant eyes are those of a man who has lost the will to live. Even if I wake tonight, my goes on. No, leave me to sleep. You call out, but the man does not respond. I will slap you! His wounds are deep, but he may yet be saved. Go and help the others. Hey, what's Alphino say? There, you'll be fine. The pain will soon pass. Frightened aura. Have you come to help us? Too late, my family and friends. I'ma slap you too. Are these the only villagers who survived? I can only hope others managed to flee, but if the rest have turned into beasts, by the 12. Let's do what we can to see that the damage spreads no further. The hell? Is there lightning in this apocalypse? Let's do what we can to see that the damage spreads no further, and no matter what, we must keep up our spirits high. Lest we ourselves suffer a similar fate. Well, shit. We now have access to the Favnia stuff, okay. Lovely, let me get this before I end this. Ay. God, there wasn't much battling this episode, but damn, a lot of story. Let's see, that we might live. Alphano is determined to offer the villagers what succor he can. Well, I guess I'll be doing that next time. So yeah, this has been DragonofEternity going through more Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker MSQ. In this video I discovered a little bit more how the final days in Favnia happened. And, well, all hell's broken loose now. So I guess next time we're helping Alphano and Alice and Mattia in Palakistan. Swipe effed. Oh, I hate that name. Okie dokie. So, yeah, next time we're gonna be helping Alphano with Pakia's... I keep forgetting the bloody name. Palakistan. Palaka. There we go. Palakistan. So that, viewers, with my rambling hopefully now finally done. Until next time.